In this video you will learn how to recolor, restore a sofa like this. Before we start, just take a look what we have here. So we have a blue leather sofa, pigmented leather. The exactly age I don't know, but I think it's 20 years plus. And yeah, condition is okay. So we have small cracks, but not so deep that we need any filler. We can do this everything with leather fresh. Faded or weathered color here, so pigmented color is gone. Here on this armrest, somebody tried already to re-dye, but unfortunately with the wrong color and with a color what is not opaque, what is not really covering up everything. But we have to do this. The first thing what we have to do is to care about this greasy, crusty grease from hairs, to suck this out, that we get a good bounding with the new color. And we start with this. Yeah, we will start to degrease this area, that we get a good bounding for the recoloring. We start to wipe all the grease what is on the surface with the degreaser and the microfiber cloth. And next step is to suck out the grease what is inside of the leather. So we use for this the fat absorber paste. We apply this very thick on this area, and then we have to wait 12 hours. Maybe we have to repeat this, but this we will see in 12 hours. And safety first, don't forget your green cloth to protect your hand, because both products are degreasing and we don't want to degrease our skin. Six till 12 hours later, the fat absorber paste is a powder. That is what we want. And we see also in this area a little bit of yellow wishes in the white powder, what tell us, okay, we sucked out really some grease. And now we clean this with a vacuum cleaner and a brush. And yeah, I recommend to do this with a vacuum cleaner, not just wipe it off with a brush, because it's too dusty and you get it in your body, what we don't want. Yeah, we cleaned this with a vacuum cleaner. When you have the vacuum cleaner, you already can also clean all the edges and the areas here to suck out everything. But what I want to show you now is to use a random tape and check if your area, what you degrease, is really degreased. So in this area you see the tape has more or less a good bounding, and in this area where it's still black, I don't get any good bounding. So what this tells us that this area is still too greasy. We have to degrease more. We will use now the degreaser and then we let it dry. Do a tape test again. If it's still not bounding, then we have to use fat absorber paste. Again, wait 6 to 12 hours. But if it's not degreased, the color wouldn't hold, wouldn't bound on it. Yeah, I clean it with degreaser and I let it dry 15-20 minutes. Depends on how warm it is in your living room. And now it looks already much more better. And we see also the tape is sticking on it. And this is good enough, degreased enough that we can go forward with the color. But before we start to re-dye or to recolor, we clean everything with a leather cleaner and a brush. Then we sand down all the rough and not smooth areas, and we degrease the whole area what we want to repaint or recolor. And before we start with recoloring, I'm back. Clean with leather cleaner, sand it down or bring it back smooth with a sanding pad. Don't be scared, it's very gentle, even if it feels very rough. And after this, wipe the dust from the sanding and degrease finally before we go to the leather fresh. Shake it very well that the pigment and the binder is completely mixed up. The cloth is in the kit. You can use this also, and yeah. Then step by step we will re-dye this nice sofa. To speed up the process, you can use a heat gun or a hairdryer to dry the leather fresh. Don't do it too hot, don't burn the leather, but yeah, very, very helpful. Next step is, after the leather fresh is dry, we sand down everything. When you go with your hand over the leather, you still feel a little bit roughness in one or other area. Maybe the color is also not even enough, and maybe you have some stripes from the leather fresh. So everything like this, you can make it flat and even and softer than now. Then we want to degrease again to wipe the dust, and then we apply the final leather fresh layer to get a nice finish. New position, but still the same sofa. And one thing what you have to do after the color is dry, the leather fresh is dry, go with your hands over the surface and check if everything is smooth. If not, you can sand it down with a sanding pad, with a used one, because the new one is too rough. What we recommend is to use a polish pad, the sanding pad 4000er, and then just sand the surface and smooth it down. And then on the next day, what we already have, apply the leather protector to protect and care and seal the surface. A thin, even layer is completely enough. Yeah. Thanks for watching.